Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Jeff, aka GCurse here. How are you doing this afternoon? It is currently 12:01 p.m. on the 14th of February 2025, and your boy Jeff, aka GCurse, he has some I'm guessing the correct term, eating crow possibly. I'm not sure if that's the right term for what I'm about to do, but still, I feel the need to apologize. I feel that a man, if they are wrong, they will admit that they are wrong. And even more importantly, a man will say they're sorry when they are wrong. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I have to admit that I was wrong, and also I want to apologize. Now, you're probably wondering to yourself, Jeff, what are you sorry for? Did you do something? Did you break a law? Did you mess up? On your taxes, did you commit tax fraud like a certain pig roach? And the answer is no, no, no. No, your boy Jeff, aka GCurse, he does his taxes properly. However, my flaw is that I don't give people enough of an opportunity to present their case. And it's a very nasty flaw that I have. I do not deny it. I am flawed. I like everybody else. I'm flawed. I do not claim to be somebody that I am not. Well, I was on Toxicity Unmasked's restream from our boy Phil, which you'll be hearing about pretty soon. They were going over the it was the Truthseekers interview. There you go. It was a Truthseekers interview, and I knew absolutely nothing about the guy who hosts the Truthseekers. All I know was there was, oh god, I can't recall. I think it could have been like October-ish, possibly. DSPGaming, he was doing some sort of he was doing a stream with Kino Casino, and I only tuned into it for just a few seconds, and the person, and the thing is, PPP, I call him Triple P, he's my friend. Anyway, it was just so fucking annoying. I had to get the fuck out of there. I'll be honest, I don't understand how Phil could handle hearing those jackasses in Kino Casino. I don't understand how he can do it, but hey, the guy can do it, so all power to him. If I remember correctly, they had a guy with like glasses on, and he was like really dark, dressed like black clothing and everything, kind of like me. And that's all I saw. And then I was out of there. I'm like, whoa, okay, I'm out of here. Well, come to find out, Phil was having an interview last night with this individual. His name is Steve, or Steven, however he prefers to go by. And I found this out via Toxicity Unmasked's YouTube channel. And the first thing I thought about this was, it's going to be a fluffball interview, because of the fact that this guy, I view him to be like possibly an associate of Kino Casino. Now, if I'm wrong, I apologize. But I saw him on Kino, so I figured that this guy, is an associate of Kino Casino, and because of that, he was Steve and Kino Casino were going to kind of protect Phil, because they all know who Phil is. Everybody knows who Phil Burnell is. There is no reason to hide that information. Well, so like I said, I was in Toxicity Unmasked YouTube, her stream, and I'm like, fluffball. They're going to ask, or he's going to ask the most generic questions, the most softball questions. Hey, Phil, how does it feel to be so despised by a bunch of losers. Basically, that's how, I'll be honest, I was imagining this interview to go. That's how I was imagining this interview to go. And for the first few minutes of this interview, it was pretty soft. And I'm thinking, oh God, they had a chance here. They had Phil Burnell, who has a history of just outright lying and treating people like garbage. They had a real chance to actually to nail him to the wall, to crucify him, basically. Now, a lot of people's like, oh, I just want Phil to see the error of his ways. I just want Phil to see the error of his ways. I don't. After seeing Phil Burnell in the light that I have, after having my experience with him and everything, and watching how he has been able to manipulate people for over 10 years, knowing what kind of person this guy is behind the curtains, it just pissed me off to the fact I don't want him just to see the error of his ways. I want him gone. I fucking want him gone. He does not deserve any platforms. Because even if he was given a fucking chance, he would not learn. He isn't capable of learning, ladies and gentlemen. He cannot learn from his mistakes because he refuses to. He fucking refuses to. And because of that, I just want the motherfucker gone. No more chances. No more pity. Just get the fuck off the internet and leave everybody alone. But anyway, so like I said, I thought that this was going to be one of those interviews that was just going to be really soft. It was kind of like what I kind of view how they treat Phil on Kino. That's kind of how I viewed it. So like I said, 20 minutes roughly, went by, and it was just like, oh God, this is fucking sad, And then I'll be honest, to me, it felt like a switch. Like a fucking switch. Even though Steven said, okay, here comes the spicier questions. It was no like gradual, warming up. It was like literally, he talk, spicy questions. I'm like, okay, now we are about to get somewhere. And oh my God, he fucking grilled Phil. When I say grilled Phil, I'm not talking about the stupid shit that Phil and PPP, I call him Triple P, he's my best friend. I'm not talking about that stupid shit. I'm talking about literal nailing the motherfucker to the wall. If these two people were in the same room, you would have heard Phil squealing like a pig because Steven would have had him nailed to the wall. But anyway, so that, I just want to say, because of my preconceived ideas of what this Steven guy was when I first saw him for a few seconds, back in October, I think it was. I will say I was wrong. I was wrong, and I apologize. I'm sorry. If I fuck up, I will say I'm sorry and admit I was wrong, and I was wrong. I was wrong. Okay, so fast forward to today, or this morning, basically. I've been up actually since like 4 a.m., which is kind of sad because I'm actually on a slight vacation now. I'm on vacation from today, Friday, all the way until next Tuesday. So it's like I was hoping to get some sleep in, but I couldn't. I woke up like I knew I would. I even turned off my alarms, ladies and gentlemen. I went to bed with the idea that I'm going to fucking sleep in. I'm going to enjoy it. But nope, motherfucker, you can't sleep in. You can't sleep in. You've been getting up at like 4 and 5 for years. So of course you're not going to sleep in today. Are you fucking crazy? No sleep in for you. Anyway, so our boy Memology 101, or DSP tries Memology 101, he uploaded a video recently, or today, 7 hours ago, whatever, And the title is DSP Gets Cooked by Police Officer in Interview Exposing Him. Pressed to do a polygraph test. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what I'm going to be reacting to. Now, earlier, here, let me pull it up. Earlier, I actually had one of the wrong QR codes. I had Raw Phil, which is right there. Should have been Memology 101. You'll actually, the correct, oh, wrong one. Sorry. The correct QR code will be seen in the video that I'm reacting to. You will see it there. But yeah, so this is actually going to be a long video. So I'm going to take breaks in between to, to take a drink, to rest, my voice, to use the bathroom possibly. So, maybe take a couple breaks, But anyway, let's get on to that right about now. Alrighty, so let's remove the background. There we go. And let's switch over. There we go. So 3, 2, 1.
From my perspective, the reason I'm doing the interview is because this May, people who watch Truthseekers is usually people who are interested in UFOs and the paranormal and stuff like that. To have a normal conversation with someone in that community may have people be interested and maybe come check out some.
Okay, let's fucking cut the shit. Let's cut the shit. Phil didn't give a flying fuck about getting new members. He could fucking care less about, the people that supports him. All he cares about is how they can support him. That's all he cares about. If he actually cared about the people, if he actually viewed his viewers as people and not a goddamn just a walking wallet, do you think he would treat them the way that he does? Oh, and by the way, just so everybody knows, I normally don't do this when I'm recording, unless if it's like a whatchamacallit, like a milestone video, and I haven't done one of those in a long time. But since I had breakfast at like 7 this morning, I am getting a little bit hungry. So I have a little bowl of some, I know it looks like shit, yeah, but it's actually some thawed cherries. So I'm gonna have some thawed cherries as a small snack while this video plays, So I hope you guys do not mind watching a fat man continue, eat some cherries, So let's continue on.
Gameplay or a podcast or something of mine, right? It's new exposure, which is a good thing.
I owed the state over $5,000. I owed my tax attorney over $5,000. All of that money that was phantom money that I didn't have got charged to my credit cards and completely and utterly maxed out. Any remaining credit that I had was maxed.
Why would I drop from your show?
Well, now, because now things are going to get kind of spicy. So
Okay, so this is what I was talking about. Like, there was no real warm-up, general warm-up to this point. They were just kind of talking everything, and he's like, okay, we're going to do some spicy questions now.
I have one post-it note here. Can anybody read what that says? It says polygraph test. It says polygraph test. I don't know if you know this. Ashton from Kino knows it, and Andy Worski know it, but I have a polygraph machine, and I'm basically certified polygrapher. So for
when I was watching this on Toxicity Unmasked, her YouTube or her stream, I thought that this was a great fucking idea. I didn't know this about this Steven individual. I did not know any of this. I thought that this was an awesome idea. Did I think that Phil was going to accept it? Fuck no. Fuck no. Phil's never going to do anything that puts him at risk. But the whole idea here, I actually like this idea.
the rest of tonight's broadcast, I'm going to ask you to answer all the questions truthfully. And then after the show, I'd be willing to come to you and administer a polygraph to make sure you're answering the following questions from here on in truthfully. And failing that, I happen to find a retired FBI polygrapher.
Because
So that you could clear your name, like everybody keeps. Listen, Phil, everybody keeps saying you're lying about a lot of stuff that we're going to get into next. So here's what I'm here for: Ashton from Kino and Andy Worski, who want you to have the redemption arc. I thought,
let's just say, if you were somebody that was wrongfully just persecuted for over a decade, people were just making claims about you that you're a schemer, you're a grifter, you're a thief, you're a groomer. You mutilated your cat. If you were dealing with these claims for over a decade, wouldn't you, and somebody came to you and goes, hey, Jeff, for example, hey, Jeff, would you like to have this redemption, this road to redemption, basically, where we will ask you these questions and we will have a polygraph test. And we will question you, and we will have the answers. Granted, polygraph tests cannot be admissible, or not admissible in court. But this isn't court, ladies and gentlemen. This would ultimately give me, for example, a chance to say, hey, this is saying I'm innocent. And if the people say, I'll commit a false positive or whatever, I would do it again and again and again, But what I'm trying to say is, if Phil was actually as being held down like he claims, how everybody hates him, wouldn't you think that he would want to do this polygraph? Especially when he says that he's in the middle of a renaissance, ladies and gentlemen. This guy is in the middle of a renaissance. Wouldn't this polygraph that could ultimately prove that he is innocent, wouldn't this just be that cherry? That cherry on top of this sundae that he could literally shove into the faces of the detractors who's like, ha ha, you pieces of shit. I was right, you were all wrong, and I got my renaissance here. Everybody's really going to like me now because here's the proof. Here is the proof. I'm right, you're wrong. But does Phil accept our offer?
What better way of redemption than passing a lie detector test? What better way to prove all these evil detractors wrong? I've got a polygraph set up and a chair, right? It goes in a briefcase. I could take it on a plane. I could be at your house in a couple of days.
Dude, I totally liked this idea. My view of this Steve individual, it turned around when this part of the show started up. I was like, hot damn.
That question again and verify that you've been telling the truth this entire time and you haven't lied about that.
Okay. Can I respond?
Yeah.
Okay, so first off, what you have to understand is very simple, all right? What you're proposing to me is an opportunity to prove my detractors wrong, okay?
Absolutely.
That's exactly what this is, all right?
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. I'm giving it to you. And by the way, by my own expense, I'm going to pay for the other polygrapher.
This is something I wanted to mention. I was wanting to mention this a minute ago. Steven was willing to do this free of charge. Phil Burnell would take no cost responsibility at all. You'll hear pretty quickly. Steven, he said he would go down there on his own dime. He would get his own lodgings on his own dime, his own meals on his dime. Phil would literally take on no financial responsibility at all. All Phil would have to do is dedicate maybe 2 to 3 hours out of his day. If Phil was truly as innocent as he claims to be, why wouldn't he jump at this? Like I said just a few seconds ago, this could have been his massive redemption, the conclusion to his redemption. He could have literally silenced all of the detractors. But here we're going to hear what he has to say.
I'm going to pay for the flight, the hotel. I'll pay for my meals. You don't have to pay for anything. I'm going to pay for it all.
Allow me to respond, because you're not letting me respond.
Oh,
Allow me
go
to
ahead,
respond
go ahead.
properly to it. And I answered every one, and you said, "Oh my God, you said the truth on every single answer."
Yeah, but
They wouldn't care.
Let me be very honest with you, Phil. I don't think that you'll pass either polygraph. And that's why you won't take it.
That's
I don't
fine.
think you can pass a polygraph
Hold on.
based on the evidence that I found. And we're gonna
Did
show
I-
it to the audience tonight.
Did I say no yet?
You can't. Well, let's go.
Did I
Make
say
a decision.
no yet?
Make the decision.
I'm explaining to you.
Shit or get off the pot. There's
All
a
right.
road to.
I like that. Shit or get off the pot. And you could tell right off the bat, the way that Phil is resisting, he's never going to accept it. He's never going to fucking accept it, because you know why? It's just like what Steven said. He knows that Phil's going to fail. Phil knows he's going to fail. It's one thing, ladies and gentlemen, to be able to look at a webcam and say, these guys, these trolls, these detractors, they're just so mean. They don't give me a chance. They claim I'm a thief, that I exploit the mentally vulnerable. I'm a liar. I'm a bigot. It's easy to make those claims just looking at a webcam. But when you're tied to a machine that can literally sniff out lies, like I sniff out food at a Chinese restaurant, it's two different things. You know he's not going to accept this offer, no matter what. Steven could literally have said, you know what? If you accept this offer, I have arranged a deal with Keemstar, with Review Tech USA, with Duty Streams, and that fat ass motherfucker Jeff Miller, aka GCurse, and they will give you a combined total of, let's say, $70,000. If you are innocent of everything that you're asked, they will give you all this money. He would still say no, because it means that he would have to admit that he ultimately is a liar. And that's what scares him, because the minute that the truth actually comes out of his own mouth, because he'd be tied to that machine. One way or another, that truth would be dragged out into the light. Either he says it, or the machine will. But the thing is, when the truth comes out, what's remaining of his loyal fan base would probably look at him and go, I was giving this guy money because he was saying that he needed help to feed his family. He was saying that he needed help to keep his home, the roof above his head. But he lied to me. He lied to me. He's been playing this WWE Champions game. He lied to me. I gave him thousands of dollars. Boy, what am my voice? Did you just hear my voice? Holy shit, it broke. Or cracked. I gave him thousands of dollars. And he lied to me. That's what fucking scares Phil. Because the minute the truth comes out, the money's gone. The money's gone. There would be nothing left.
Redemption. Right here, I'm giving you the road to redemption.
If
You
you
could
want,
piss it away and people are going to shit on you forever for passing up this road to redemption, or you could take the high road here. But so
here's the definitive answer, okay?
Okay.
The only way I will do it is if it actually benefits me.
People, if I remember correctly, at the end of this video, I think some money was offered to Phil for this polygraph test. And even this morning, I was watching Duty's, I think it was his live stream. It was either his live stream or one of his morning video uploads. And Duty was actually talking about how he would willingly turn over the profits that he made from the AdSense program from Google or YouTube. You know, he would turn that all over to DSP if he took the test and the test came back true, that Phil was innocent. Yeah. People are willing to give money to Phil for, hell, I would even throw in 10,000. I would toss in 10,000. I fucking hate the guy. But you're wondering, well, Jeff, if you hate the guy, why would you toss in the 10,000? Here's the answer. Because I know that he wouldn't. He wouldn't take the test. He would not take the test because of the fact that it would destroy him. And no matter how much scrounging and saving, let's say the overall amount that he would get from say me, Duty, Keem, and Review Tech, just for example. Let's say that overall amount could be like, say, 80,000. Let's just say 80,000. If he lost everything and he only had that $80,000, no matter what, he could not make it last. He could not make it last. That's why he's not going to accept. And right here, you just had, well, you got to make an appeal to me. You got to, you know, or whatever he said. You're going to hear it pretty quickly. They already offered him. They offered him something that even money really couldn't buy. They offered him the ability to clear his name.
And it disproving my detractors does not benefit me in any way. So,
well, assuring your supporters that you didn't rip everybody off while you were spending tens of thousands of dollars on a mobile game would go a long way towards healing the, you know, maybe some of your old supporters. Nope. Didn't you lose supporters over the bank leaks? Didn't people walk away from your show and never give you money again? Wouldn't they come back and say,
oh, he fucking knows. He knows damn well. He knows that he's been bleeding viewers left and right.
I was wrong about DSP.
They would not come back. That's ludicrous. They would never come back. Those kind of people, if you're already going down this crazy cult-like hate-filled rabbit hole about someone, it doesn't matter anymore.
He's trying to rationalize it. He's fucking trying to rationalize it. Do not fall for what he's saying.
And here, I just want to show you this because I have a lawyer. I have a lawyer in my family, so he's written a non-disclosure agreement between you and
this right here. This fucking shocked me. Steven, he went in. This is not just a simple interview. Steven went into this ready for everything, and I gotta give the guy credit. He even had a non-disclosure agreement drafted up. And I'm pretty sure that, you know, now we're only seeing, well, we can't really read it here, but I'm pretty sure that there's more than one page. It looks like there could be more than one page. I'm pretty sure that on the following page, it mentions that if, you know, let's say Steven broke the NDA, that he would be open to litigation, which could end up with like a monetary judgment. Phil still said no, not because of him being worried about people getting information. No, it's the fact that the lies would come out. There is an old saying: chickens come home, or roosters come home to roost, or maybe it's chickens come home to roost. That's what Phil is afraid of. The chickens are pecking at the door. They're wanting to come in. But Phil knows damn well that even with this NDA, and with the fact that he could get, you know, monetary judgments, you know, if the NDA was broken against him, he would still say no because of the fact that the truth would come out. Honestly, I'm really interested in watching the next Kino Casino video because you know damn well they're going to tear him up about this, and he fucking deserves it.
Which basically stipulates that if whatever records you show with me, I'm only going to use to confirm or deny if you're telling the truth about all of this. I'm not going to share any personal information, account information, any identifying thing that could, because your argument is always, oh, this would put me in more danger. I'm going to look at the invoice and verify that you spent $1,500 over these bank leaks to clean it up. Whether you paid a tax attorney, a tax accountant,
that's
a
all
lawyer, whatever.
That's what it is. It's all the tax attorney / accountant.
All right. Well, I'll give you this non-disclosure agreement, and then you don't have to worry about me disclosing anything other than, yes, he paid a tax attorney $1,500 to clean up this bank leaks mess.
Okay, but what's the point?
The point is to prove that you've been telling the truth, because I don't think you have been about the bank leaks specifically.
And I don't care if you believe me or not.
That right there says it all. He does not care. He does not care because he doesn't grasp that he is in deep shit. He doesn't realize it. I'm not sure. I can't recall if it's in this video that Memology curated. But Steven actually asked Phil a good question. He asked Phil if he's on the spectrum. Because people who are on the spectrum, now I know people who are on the spectrum because I work with them. I work with adults who are on the spectrum. They do not have a grasp of consequences. They can only live day to day. Kind of sound familiar? You're looking at the guy right now, not me. That guy right there. That guy right there. Him. Yeah, him. Phil can say, I don't care if you believe me or not, or whatever he said. But the law cares. The IRS cares. And most importantly, the people he has left who opened their wallets to him, they still care. Except for the mentally vulnerable.
It doesn't affect me in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Right. Does it? So you don't care?
No, I don't. I don't care.
Here's the problem, Phil. You talk a lot of shit about your detractors, but they have receipts, and you never showed receipts.
What receipts do they have exactly?
Well, we're gonna. I'll show you, but first let's do this here.
What receipts besides circumstantial stuff or stuff that they claim is real, but it's never been proven?
I know no evidence. I see nothing. I don't see any evidence. They know nothing. That's the mentality that Phil has. As long as he doesn't see it, it does not exist. It's like that. It's like how it is with a child, like a really young child, until they grasp how. When a child's really young, I can't recall what the condition is called, but it's like a condition that is real for really young children. I mean, I think it'd be like infants, that if you cover an infant's eyes, they literally think the world is gone. There's nothing there. Like behind us, they can only understand what is in front of them. To a really, really young child, everything behind them is gone because they can't see it. That's how it is with Phil. Phil, I don't see it. I don't see the detractors have all this evidence. I don't see it. Therefore, it does not exist. It does not exist.
Is for that whole 18-month period. And here's what I found out in the course of my investigation. Let's just take a listen.
September 13th, a pre-authorized payment of $120.27 from Comcast. On September 13th, a pre-authorized payment of $112.28 from Apple iTunes. On September...
That Apple iTunes, I'll make you a bet, was the WWE champions.
For 5 hours. Now, I went through the first 5 hours of it. It matches the bank leaks 100%. And I also contacted the bank. This is the online teller at the time. That's the voice they use. So for somebody to fake this, they would have to have the software development kit for the telephony for this bank software and the text to speech that's used in this. They need the software development kit. Do you know what that costs?
No, I don't know what that costs.
It costs tens of thousands of dollars. Somebody would have had to spend tens of thousands of dollars to fake this 5-hour phone call with your online bank teller, Phil. You mean to tell me that some crazy evil genius figured out how to fake a 5-hour teller call and then put it all on spreadsheets as well? It's all fake. Look at the spreadsheet.
Okay.
It correlates to the audio recordings. 100%. So and look at this. You're telling me somebody faked all this? This isn't you?
This right here, in regards to Phil Burnell, this is what addiction looks like, ladies and gentlemen. The inability to accept what they have done. It is literally the inability to accept what they have done. That's why Phil cannot come clean. It's because he's addicted. That addiction has literally led to this, to almost the total destruction of who Phil Burnell is. Phil has a few strands of things that are keeping him together. But the Phil Burnell 2025 is not the Phil Burnell 2006, 7, 8, 9, yeah. This guy is literally a walking case of addiction now. Because it all ties to the lies. It all ties to the lies. If Phil literally said that he was lying to everyone, people would go, well, why did you lie to us, Phil? Why did you lie to us? We trusted you. And Phil would actually have to go out and say, because I'm addicted to WWE champions.
I'm still waiting for you to finish so I could respond.
I'm not finished, so respond so far, and I got more for you. I got a lot more for you, Phil. You can either admit that the bank leaks are real, and those are your charges, or you can continue to lie to your viewers and everybody else. It's up to you. I told you about that road to redemption. So come on. What are we going to do here?
He's not going to accept it. He never will.
Or do you have more to say about the bank leaks? I'll respond to all of it when you're done.
Well, the reason that people are so upset, you could see in these charts, it shows that you spent more on micro transactions most month than your mortgage payment while you're begging your audience for money for your bills.
That wasn't my question. My question is...
Yeah, it was. Well, I'm not sure if it was a question, but the fact is, Phil said he was going to wait until Steven basically said everything. Steven continued on. There is a shit ton, ladies and gentlemen. This video that I'm watching, it is, well, we have 33 minutes and 24 seconds left. We've only seen like 8 minutes, 52 seconds. This react video here, it's going to be enormous. That's why I said I'm going to take breaks. This guy, Steven, came prepared. He literally came prepared. This is not a simple interview like what I would do. I wouldn't interview Phil, number one, because it ended up with me just yelling at the guy. Steven was fucking smart. He was fucking smart. He planned for every angle. He planned for every angle. Oh, if Phil tries to swerve left, I'm gonna put a fucking wall up in front of him. Oh, well, can't go left. He's gonna try to do a U-turn and go straight. Nope, put a wall down in front of him. Wait, can't go left, can't go straight. He goes to try to do a quick hard right. Bang, wall right in front of him. Have him literally trapped, and then right behind him is Steve with all these fucking pieces of proof or evidence.
Are you done talking about the bank leaks so that I can respond and we can move on?
Yeah, I could show you more evidence. I could show you more evidence. All right.
I'm just waiting for you to be done, and then I'll respond because there's no
All right,
point in
I'll
me
show you.
responding.
All right, then fine. I'll show you. I'll show you some more evidence, and you can try to explain all of this away. The haircuts, Phil.
Mm-hmm.
The haircuts ruin your grift. The haircuts ruin your grift, and here's why. Curls and twirls.
Uh-huh.
Is that
I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. Who is that?
your wife, Phil?
Oh my God.
No.
No. It is. It's Kat. Stop fucking lying, Phil. Kat, just like me, we have very distinctive faces. We have fat faces. That's fucking Kat. That's Kat. Holy shit. You know damn well that when this day was over, I will make you a bet that Phil grabbed the nearest bottle of gin and he drank that motherfucker. And then when he saw Kat, he probably chewed the living shit out of her. I'm not going to say it became physical, but I'm pretty sure that he yelled at her to the point that she possibly thought that it could have ended up becoming physical. Because this right here, this torpedoed Phil last night. As much as Phil can say, "Oh, that's not her. That's Kat. That's fucking Kat, Phil."
On the website, you're going to say that's not her? Do I
don't
got to
think
get a
so.
facial recognition
think so.
expert to
I don't-
show
I don't-
that's her?
I don't think that's her.
Oh,
Where to get your haircut, Phil? Where to get your haircut?
I'm not going to tell you because then people are going
You
to.
can't-
Curls and Twirls. That's the name? That's the name of it. It looks like Curls and Twirls. I'm wondering if they're still open because I think they may have said that it was closed. Here, let's actually do a quick look, shall we? Okay. Let's see here. 3. Okay. Curls and Twirls. Okay, we got Curls and Twirls in Covington, Washington. Let's see. Locations. Washington State. I'm just curious. See, this is what Phil's petrified of now. Because this little piece of information, you have every person like me now looking this stuff up. Looking this stuff up. Congratulations, Phil. Because of you not being honest. Guess who's looking shit up? Okay, I feel like an investigator. I feel like, hey, if you like amateur investigators, leave a thumbs up. Okay, let's see here. Curls and Twirls. I'm just curious. Let's see here. Is there a website? Use Slowless Long. Instagram. God, I was hoping that there'd be a website. See photos? Okay, well, we got photos here. Let's see here. Maybe we may find Kat. Oh, that's all. Okay, that's all. Oh, God, I wish. We could try mapping. Maps.google. Let's see. Okay. Curls and Twirls. Okay, where is this at? Covington. Now, where is Covington in relation to renting it. I even though I live in Washington, I don't know like all the ins and outs. Let's see here. Okay, so here's Seattle. Let's see here. I don't want to do that because that can be seen as doxing. I'm not going to do that. Let's do Renton, Washington. Oh, yeah, hold on. We got to go back to maps. Let's see here. Because I am really curious. Let's see here. Okay, so directions. Renton, Washington, Huntington, Washington. Wow, it's actually not that far. According to this, it is 19. Depending on the route you go, it's between 22.5 and or 19 or 13.4 and 22.5 miles. So it is technically possible that cat, would go to this Curls and Twirls. Oh God, every one of these react videos, I always get a thumbs down. By the way, if you want to leave a thumbs down, go ahead. It goes into the what's the word? It goes in like into the program, yeah. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back to Curls and Twirls. Okay, now do we think that there'd be a website? Lost Genius? Oh, that's a Curls and Twirls? Portfolio services. Let's look at portfolio. Kids haircut. You would think that I wish that they had like a customer's haircut, Oh wow. See, this is what Phil is actually fucking paranoid of, because all it takes is like one piece of information and it starts getting people to start looking into it, and that's what fucking scares him. And rightfully it should. But anyway, like I was saying, there are people who will thumbs down my video. I'll make you a bet that they are somebody in Phil Burnell's orbit, and they're like, "Hey Phil, this fat guy Jeff, aka GCurse, that's me. He's looking up Curls and Twirls, and that's gonna start just cranking in his head, because well, if some nobody on YouTube's looking it up, Duty Streams could look it up, Almighty Tevin could look it up, It's a Gundam could look it up, and it's just gonna really just start, But still, I'm shocked that they do not have a website. I'm shocked that they do not have a website. Bill. Wait, hold on. What's this? Oh. Yeah, fuck. Oh, well. I was hoping to find that picture that we saw. I was hoping we could find that. Where the fuck did they find that picture? I'm wondering. I'm really wondering where they found that picture. Oh, well. Phil, you got off lucky this time. You got off lucky.
Tell me, because you get your haircut at Curls and Twirls.
Did you hear what I just said?
Your wife's on the website, Phil.
Steve, are you listening to what I'm saying? Did you hear what
trying.
I just said?
You said you can't tell me because your detractors will use it against you.
That's not what I said.
Yeah, that is. You literally said that just a little bit ago.
I tell me again.
You gotta calm down. Listen. I get it. I do. You're excited.
See, this is what Phil tries to do. He tries to bulldoze his way through these interviews. He tries to make the interviewer feel insignificant. Also, see, it's okay. I understand. You have Phil Burnell here, and you think you can get some cred off of me. Phil, you don't have any cred. You don't have any cred. In fact, the government owns your cred. You're a fucking beggar. You're a beggar, and a shitty beggar at that. But this is what he does. He tries to demean the interview. It's okay. It's okay. You don't understand. I understand. You don't understand. That's okay. Let Big Daddy Phil handle everything for you. Okay? 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 That's the way he acts. That's all he does.
You think you got me on something? It's all good, and I'm
Oh,
actually
I got you, Phil. I
and
got
I'm
you.
actually-
I
I'm
haven't even
actually-
started on these.
Oh, by the way, before we get too far in, I'm not sure exactly how far in. I think it's towards the end. We get a guest. We get a guest in this interview, and it's so it's like the chef's it's like fucking awesome when this guest gets here, because this guest, he doesn't put up with Phil's shit at all. You're gonna find out who it is.
bank leaks.
I want
There's
you
a
to-
mountain of evidence
You
that
never
it's
let me
you.
talk. Steve, I want you to understand something. All right. At the end of the day, when we're done here, I'm not going to be upset with.
He said this, I think, like 3 times. I'm not gonna be upset. Oh fucking shit, he's not upset. You can tell the way you can tell right now he's upset. He is fucking seething, because he probably thought that he was going to go and talk about the existence of UFOs when the fucking name of the show is called The Truthseekers. He's fucking seething. He can act like he's not. He's had 16 years to lie to everybody. This is the more you lie, the better you become at it. You can actually hide it a little bit. But the fact is, a lie is still a lie. Phil has had 16 years to try and manipulate people. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Last night, this interview here, this was one of those times that it didn't, because not only did Phil have come against somebody that does not believe him, but then we get a third person mixed into this, and he absolutely just fucking obliterates Phil Burnell. He makes Phil Burnell his bitch.
You at all. I want you to understand that. Okay. Are you right? Because
All right.
you're getting very agitated. You're talking over me. You still haven't even.
This is him. He's trying to act like he is some sort of high person. Like you're getting too worked up, bud. You're getting too worked up. And the thing is that what upsets me is he actually starts talking to the guy. Well, you're getting upset and you're talking over me, and it's not a good look for your show, and you're not going to be able to get any viewers, or you're not going to get any guests because you're talking over me. Motherfucker, you can't get any people on your podcast. You can't. So don't fucking act like you are some fucking top of the line podcaster when nobody comes to see you, motherfucker.
Nobody will give you money ever again because
Can I ask-
you begged for money to pay your bills and you spent it on stupid shit.
Can I ask you a question quickly?
Yeah.
How do you expect to get anything out of the show if you won't let me talk? Like, I'm trying to talk to you and you keep yelling over me.
Well, you keep telling me that I got to show you more evidence. I've already showed you a
Oh,
mountain of
I didn't
evidence.
say
you can't
that.
explain.
I
you
didn't
can't
say-
explain this.
I didn't say you have to show me any more evidence. I said, can I respond now, or are you going to keep going? Because obviously, I'm going to give my answer, and then we can move on to something else. Or, unless this is all you had was the bank leaks. I don't know. I don't know what's
No,
going on.
I've got an awful lot more, but so
Wall over here, wall over
can
here,
you,
wall over here, and
within a
Phil's
shadow
right in
of
the
a
middle
doubt,
right here.
confirm that information is actually real.
I believe so. Yes.
So you're saying you can confirm it?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
How?
Because
You
because of the correlations between things you mentioned on your show.
No.
And
That's
the
not what I'm asking.
charges.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Phil asked, well, how can you prove it? And Steven literally just said the correlations. You literally talked on day, let's say on day, let's call it day A, letter A. Yeah. Day A, you literally said, I'm going to have a haircut because my Kat, she has to schedule it for me. On day B, he has a haircut, and on that same day, the motherfucking bank records show the fucking when the service was provided. It shows when the service was provided. This is what Phil was. Well, what proof do you have? Here's the fucking correlations, Phil. A plus B equals bank account. But Phil, he's trying to push his way. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. I know what I'm talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. I know what I'm talking about. Oh, that stuff you have right there? Oh, that proof. That proof. It's fucking proof, and Phil knows it.
That's
And
not
the
what I'm asking.
charges.
That's not what I've asked.
Yes,
at
it
all.
is.
I'm not
Phil-
asking you if you think that could be my information. I'm saying, can you confirm that call?
Well, not 100%, but the preponderance of the evidence can confirm.
There you go. You can't confirm it's real, right? Why?
All right.
Phil only hears what he wants to say. Can you prove it? All they would literally have to do is take all this shit to court in front of jury of Phil's peers, or even in front of a judge, and goes like, here's the video proof of Phil claiming. Let's talk about the haircuts. Here's a video of Phil saying that he was going to get his haircut. Here's Phil literally saying, here's my new haircut. Here is, and look at the date on the video of when he said he had a haircut. But let's say that he went on, he uploaded a video on the 8th of May 8th. He announced that he's getting a haircut May 6th. May 8th, he literally said, I got my haircut, guys. I got my haircut. Bank records say May 7th, he had the haircut. The audience, the jury in the court, the judge, would look at all these pieces of evidence, go, yeah, reasonable. It seems to be pretty likely, Phil, you did have your haircut on this day. What's Phil going to do to the judge? Oh, you don't know anything. You don't know. This evidence, I don't see any evidence. I don't see any evidence. My mommy said if I don't see any evidence, no, there's no evidence. And my wife, Kat, she agrees with me. The judge would literally go, you're a fucking idiot.
Can't you confirm it? Because it was obtained through a federal crime.
Still evidence.
That? So you
still
don't know
fucking
if it's
evidence,
real or not.
dude.
So why do you think?
No, I have a reasonable suspicion based on available evidence that it's real.
That's fair enough.
Here you are crying about Burger King.
No, we're not done yet.
Here you are crying about Burger King, and there's a Burger King charge at the same time on the bank leaks. Is that a coincidence?
I'm trying to answer you, and you're.
God damn it! One king is trying to sell out the other king.
Look, I don't have a hard time getting guests because I don't really.
Oh wait, hold on. Let's go back. This is what I was kind of mentioning a few seconds ago. Hold on. Let's go back to. Come on.
Burger King charge at the same time on the bank leaks. Is that a coincidence?
I'm trying to answer you, and you're already moving on and talking over me. Do you understand why you're going to have a hard time getting guests moving forward if you act like
Well, golly. Steven should take lessons from Mr. I can't find anybody because they're all ghosting me. Yeah. Phil is truly the person you want to take advice from when it comes to podcasts. Fuck off, Phil. Fuck off.
I don't have a hard time getting guests because I don't really. I do most of my shows solo. I don't care if I have a hard time.
Bam!
Getting guests.
I'm trying to be reasonable with you.
You came here tonight to clear some things up. I thought I'm trying to help you find that road to redemption, and you're just obfuscating, and you're.
That's not what I'm here for at all. I'm here because you asked me to come on the show, and you said that you wanted to talk about my past as a creator. You wanted to bring up some of the things that my detractors have said. And you said it would be about 90 minutes to about 2 hours, and I agreed, and that was it, right?
Are you going to run already? Come on.
I'm not. What are you talking about? Who's running? I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, come on. You say you want to address it, so let's go through this video, and you tell me where it's wrong.
Okay, hold
there
on.
are entries in the bank leaks for beauty/personal hygiene.
So I can respond?
Phil is so fucking desperate. He's trying to. What you're watching is Phil literally trying to strong arm and control the goddamn podcast. And Steven, I'm proud to say that Steven is actually putting up a pretty good fight. Well, can you stop? No, motherfucker, we're gonna watch this video. Well, Steven, I gotta say my point. I gave you a fucking chance. Let's watch the video.
Yeah.
I want to talk, but you still haven't let me even finish a single answer yet.
Oh, fuck off, Phil. He gave you numerous
reason
chances.
And suspicion to accept it or think that it's real, but you can't 100% prove it.
I believe a judge and jury would agree with me.
I agree.
That's fine,
in a court of law.
but you can't prove it.
It doesn't matter if he can prove it if there's enough fucking evidence there and enough evidence for the court to believe it. That's you don't have to worry about winning over one person or two people that's on the internet. You got to worry about winning over the jury and the judge.
Correct.
Nothing can be proved 100%. You're right, but the correlations.
Now,
see that's right there. That's one mistake. The minute that and I understand why Steve said this. He said, "Well, nothing can be proven 100% because right there that validated Phil." He's like, "Oh, see, I win. Where's dinner?" Phil is not wanting to fucking have a conversation. He just literally wants to hear what he says. And the minute that Steve said, "Well, nothing can be 100% proven," that's all Phil. Not 100% proven. I'm innocent. Cat, where's DoorDash?
Phil, eight times on your show you talked about getting a haircut, and the charges are there at the appropriate dates. That's a coincidence? That's all a coincidence.
Dude, you're doing it again. You're talking and screaming over the guest instead of having a conversation.
You're not answering the questions. You're talking in circles and making excuses.
I'm giving my answer. You still haven't let me finish.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You don't want to address the correlation. There's 20, 30 of them, Steve, where you talked about something and it's on the bank leaks. It's on the bank leaks.
Which we can't verify are real.
You talked about 8 haircuts and...
Oh, by the way, this whole you can't verify if these bank leaks are real. This is where it's going to be mentioned later when the mysterious third person enters this interview. They blow Phil out the water, and oh my god, it was fucking awesome.
8 times it's on the bank leaks. Let's get into this.
Since we have a control, that being Phil's hair, we can see if Phil got a trim around the times in which beauty and personal hygiene were logged.
Steve,
the oldest entry is October 14th, 2020.
You're wasting your time.
If you're unfamiliar with the banking industry...
Now he's just trying to tear down Steve. Steve! Steve! You're just wasting your time! Steve! Even though the evidence is right fucking there. Steve, you're just wasting your time. You're a silly dude. You're just wasting your time. Don't forget to buy the gear. Fuck off, Phil. Fuck off.
Yes, I am.
Sometimes the charge will post and clear the same day.
Did you also know that you were caught lying a great deal about the police investigation and all of that stuff?
Okay.
You were caught lying.
Okay, I think this is where the third party comes in.
People did the same. Retired law enforcement officer did FOIA requests, which prove you lied in that Side Scrollers interview. 100%.
Bill lied
about all of this bank leak stuff.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't know.
Well, I got a video, but joining us.
Here he is. Now I want to introduce you all to the Mecha Godzilla of this interview, ladies and gentlemen. Bro Side Phil. Bro Side Phil is if Bro Side Phil is like Mecha Godzilla, DSP is like that shitty Americanized Godzilla from like 1998. The one that just got obliterated in Godzilla, I think it was Final Wars. That's who Phil is. Phil's like that shitty Zilla. And Bro Side Phil is like fucking Mecha Godzilla. Just kapow! He comes in like a fucking asteroid. Oh, this is... Okay, I'm going to take a quick break. And when I return, we are going to meet the one and only Bro Side Phil, brother. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the smackdown? Like I said, literally, we have Mr. T who just literally just came crashing through the goddamn wall. We have Mr. T against that. I don't know what the character's name is, but there was on the TV show, there was a TV show called Game of Thrones, and there was like this little smug blonde-haired boy, and I think he ended up dying or something. I don't know, fucking know. But it's like Mr. T versus that little fucking kid. Broside Phil BSP is Mr. T, and DSP is that smug little bitch. Get ready for a vicious smackdown, ladies and gentlemen. Broside Phil does not fuck around. Broside Phil is the king of not giving any fucks.
Our retired law enforcement officer friend whose work I checked, and I also verified his FOIA request and spoke to the local police to verify what he did was accurate.
I love it. I love it.
So if you talk to the bank, if you talk to the bank and said somebody got access to my account illegally, they would have filed the appropriate police reports, talked to the detectives, and followed up on that. They didn't. And you lied. You lied about when you said the police only investigate human trafficking or something.
No, hold on.
We've got another video for
wait,
that. We've got another video for the FOIAs proving you lied again.
Wait. So hold on a second. So you're saying that I'm lying completely about the bank account? Like I still have this bank account, it's real, and it's still open. And
honestly, Phil, I'm losing track of your lies. I don't know what you've lied about because you lie about
You're bringing up points, and every time I try to address one, you move on to another. So I can't address any of your points.
Well,
I can clarify. I can clarify.
Yeah, go ahead. And by the way, I've checked this person's credentials. They really are a retired law enforcement officer.
Steve. I'm asking you. You were just mentioning. You said.
Phil, I think what it is, I think Phil can actually get the vibe from BSP or Broside Phil. And I think that Phil is petrified of this guy. I think Phil's petrified of this guy because Phil can see Steve. Phil can see Steve. Therefore, Phil can try to make that connection. Phil cannot see Broside Phil. Broside Phil is like an anomaly to Phil that Phil cannot try to adjust to. All we have here is this little, this icon here. And you have somebody who has a commanding voice like what Broside Phil has. And Phil doesn't want to fuck with the guy that much. Phil would rather continue this conversation with the other guy because Phil can actually see this person and they're already having this conversation. You have a guy here who's like fucking Gojira, who's just tearing through all of Phil's like, and Phil's like, oh shit. So that's why Phil's not really wanting to talk to BSP right now.
If there's fraud involved with the bank account, the company is required to file a police report about the fraud with the bank account, correct?
Yeah. So I think you never reported any of this to your bank. You just got a new bank account and moved on. That's what I believe.
So you're saying I manually closed the bank account.
I don't know what happened. I know that if you would have reported fraud to your bank, they were required by federal banking regulations and federal law to fill out police reports and open a fraud investigation. They didn't do that.
100% correct. 100% correct.
And by the way, I'm just saying that as the husband of somebody whose wife worked in the fraud department at a major Fortune 500 bank for 20 years. She did this every day. And I think that's because the bank leaks are real. And that's your banking information, and you just wanted to glaze over this so that you could keep going with the e-begging grift. That's
Stephen,
what I think.
The more damning thing about this, however, is the fact that during the Side Scrollers interview, he stated that he didn't file a police report because during a threat case, which was done via email, it was a Swedish email company, I think it's protonmail.com, which very truly did threaten Phil Burnell, saying that they wanted to kill him and do terrible stuff.
Wow. Okay, so there were times, just so everybody knows, there was times of like dormancy that I was not following Phil Burnell, mainly like when I was going to college, when I first got my job, and I really started getting back into this orbit in 2023-ish. It was after my mom passed away. Because I really had nothing else to do after work, so I just, and that's why I've been kind of following him till now. So I'm not sure if this was during that time, like of my the dormancy, but I never even knew about this when I first heard about it.
You got that?
Yeah, totally got that. I've got that. I actually, I have every police report from the time that Phil Burnell lived in Washington until present day, as of about 2 months.
Oh, Phil, this guy doesn't fuck around. Oh, Phil, you should have agreed to that. Oh, you should have agreed to that fucking lie detector test. That lie detector test is probably looking a lot better right now. You have Mr. doesn't give a fuck down here, man. He's like, I don't give a flying fuck. I'm here to tell you exactly what it is and what there isn't. And I have all this fucking stuff here. You're fucked.
Months ago. However, he said that during that time he spoke with a detective, and the detective said that, "Oh, we don't really do cybercrime." Now, he lives in Renton. I live in a small town in the Midwest. Now, my jurisdiction, my unit size, my entire police department was 50 men. I personally did crimes like Phil Burnell is talking about here. I worked them personally. I was quite good.
Let's just do a quick look, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. In case you can't see it, ladies and gentlemen. None of those people deal with online crimes. Is that seriously where you want to go with this, Phil? Broside Phil, I think he said what was like 50 people in his police force that he was a member of. I think he said like 50. 3 times the amount here, Phil. 3 times the amount. Are you still wanting to say that they do not deal with online crimes?
Good at them, to be quite honest. So it didn't make sense to me. So I called the detective because the detective's name was in the police report. And when I spoke to the detective,
By the way, that call's recorded, Phil. We have the
oh yeah,
receipt.
and I have
Okay.
the recording. I have the recording. When I spoke to the detective remembered Phil. Lickety split. He goes, "No, I remember him. Yeah, for
Well, I mean, like, who couldn't remember a Weasley little voice like what Phil Burnell has? I'll make you a bet that Phil was even probably condescending to that police officer, and that probably caused the police officer to remember him forever.
sure." I said, "Great. Here's what I have."
Wait a
And I
minute, wait.
explained,
The detective I talked to was a woman.
Hey, hold on. Is it playing still? Hold on. Okay. It was a woman I was talking to. Oh, it was a woman. I swear, I was talking to a woman. This is the first time that Phil actually wants it to be a woman. Okay, let's do a quick gender swap. It was a woman that I was talking to. What the fuck?
What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on?
okay, well, the detective, according to, and I have the narrative affidavits, was a detective Steve. I have the narrative affidavits.
spoke to
Was
a
a detective.
woman.
The narrative.
I was talking to a woman. It was a woman. Yeah, well, I got your affidavits here, motherfucker.
Affidavits.
I don't care about your narrative.
The narrative
I spoke
affidavits,
to a
which
woman.
is recorded by law. He remembered you when
I
he
don't
spoke
care
with
if
you.
remember. Your whole
When
case
he
just fell
spoke with
apart.
you.
It was a
When he
woman.
spoke with you. When he spoke with you. He
And now he's trying to laugh. He laughs as a way of trying to make it sound like that it doesn't matter. He's laughing because he's fucking scared. He's laughing because he's fucking scared. Because even though Steven is doing an awesome job, this motherfucker right here, he doesn't give a shit. He has evidence, and he's just throwing it at Phil. Motherfucker, here's your fucking evidence. Here's your fucking narrative evidence. Broside Phil isn't here to placate to Phil. And I'm not saying that Steven is. Steven's also doing a great job. But Broside Phil, he's just like, nope. We're not playing this game, motherfucker. I'm telling you how it is.
Asked you. He went through everything. I said, can you
Okay.
We've got the receipts here, Phil, of you
Okay.
lying to the side scroller
Okay.
guys.
Now
It's about
stop.
the
No,
harassment. No,
stop
listen, I
playing the
have
video
contacted
because
the
I
police.
have something to say.
All
What's
right.
the case? What's the case number?
stand by, please? I have that up. Stand by.
He'll get it. He'll get it.
Hold on.
We've
Stand by.
got all the receipts. We've got all the paperwork. And for those,
That's written. Hold on. This is the case number for this is the email, right? Stand by. Hold please. 21-532.
That's correct. That is the case number.
I was thinking about looking that up, but I think I'll pass on that.
I know it is.
I
What
know
is
it
the
is.
name of the person who you think
I
is
know it
responsible
is.
for this case?
The investigator that I spoke with was Detective. Stand by, please. Christopher Edwards.
That is not the person who I spoke with. I have completely different information here, and it was a woman.
Great. Who's that
All right.
person? I'll happily call them.
What's her name? We'll call them and verify.
I'm not going to say it.
And because he doesn't have the fucking information. Oh, Lord. Phil acknowledged that the file information was correct that Broside Phil just read to him. He acknowledged it. All Phil has left is, it was a woman. It was a woman. And when they're like, okay, give it, because he has that paper or with him or something. When they're like, okay, give us the name of the officer, and we'll validate it or verify it. Sorry, we'll verify it. I'm not doing that. Phil, you're cooked. You're cooked, Phil. I'm smelling bacon, and it's not me. It's not me, even though I have like a fucking heater on right next to me. Phil's cooking, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't mean it in an awesome way either. I mean the motherfucker is literally on a grill right now. And both Steven and Broside Phil, they're just tossing gasoline on him and lighting the fire, you know.
Publicly, I can give it to you.
Oh, come on, Phil, with the obfuscation again.
I'm gonna
Isn't
give
it
it to you,
convenient? Every time pressed for
Guys,
receipts, you don't have one.
I have
We've
it.
got a mountain of receipts here, Phil.
Guys,
You don't have any receipts. You have excuses.
Do you really want this person to be publicly harassed?
Oh, for
That's
fuck's
why I'm going
sake.
to give it to you.
She's a police officer. I think she could take it. I think
No. Hold on. Phil,
Email
I'm
it
gonna go on your side, Phil. Trust me. You know I'm a detractor channel. I don't want to go on your side, but I'm gonna go on your side. Phil, you give that name to Steven. Completely unbiased,
We'll privately check into it. We won't.
we'll
say it
check
publicly.
into that.
Will you do
I
that,
won't
Phil?
publicly name that person. I will
Yeah,
not ostracize you for it. I will talk with her. If you are correct and she tells me, yep, I told Phil Burnell or I told anybody we only work human trafficking, I will publicly apologize.
Now, hold on a second. Why on earth do you think that she would admit that?
Because that's apparently what she told you, Phil. She was either lying then when she told you that that they only worked human trafficking, or she was lying now if he was to give the information. But we all know that Phil's the one that's lying, ladies and gentlemen. Phil's lying. Phil's the one that's lying.
Do you have any idea how much honor, integrity, and honesty is bound to law enforcement? It is their career.
The conversation that I had with this woman, okay, was in regards to that email, okay, but also while I was having that same conversation with her, I said, hey, I'm curious. Since you're here with me talking about this online harassment, I get all kinds of fraudulent chargebacks against my PayPal account all the time. And I've got these people's email addresses. PayPal could probably get all this information about who they are or whatever.
For sure.
Would the police investigate anything like that whatsoever? And her response to me, I'm paraphrasing because obviously I
Of
didn't
course.
record the conversation, was
I understand.
no, we would not look into anything like that whatsoever. We don't have the capacity. Basically, anything that we have to do with kind of online stuff is essentially child and human trafficking because that's all we can really handle. However, if you want, you can contact the FBI in Seattle.
Hold on.
Just to lighten the mood a little bit, I just want to
Mm-hmm.
thank everybody. We hit our goal tonight, Phil. So I'm going to have some Arby's burgers, and I made a stretch goal for overtime.
Oh, Phil, that was not a laugh of happiness. That was a laugh of like a mixture of like nervousness and anger. Well, the last thing Phil wants to do right now is just have a good belly laugh because he's being grilled. And to top it off, Steven is literally just playing Phil's games right now. And Phil is pissed. You can tell he's pissed.
Because I learned it by watching you, Phil. I learned it by if you hit one goal, set another one, right?
Well, yes.
Hey, that makes it all the better for me. No lie. The fact you don't know me, cool. I'm not, whatever. My point is this. I take my honor, my integrity, and my honesty very, very seriously. I am not outside the scope of law enforcement. I work for a private company now, but my honor, my integrity is everything. To that end, I hereby decree and state, it'll be on the recording when I contact whoever the fuck it is. I don't know this person's name, okay? If you say it is investigator, we'll just call her Miss Smith, and I get to talk with Miss Smith. I hereby promise and swear I will not pre-sell you. I will not say Phil Burnell is just this giant piece of shit and he's this and he's that. But Phil, I'm not going to cut any corners. And if she just says, oh, I don't remember, or she says, oh, I don't have this or I don't have that, I'm not going to preconceive a judgment, but at the same time, I'm not going to say, oh yeah, Phil was completely right in that she didn't, or that she lied to me and said, I never said that or anything like that. I'm not going to do you dirty, but my ask is this. If I come back to you with results, do not attack my character and do not attack my integrity. That is my only ask.
I don't even know who you are, and I won't care. I probably will never even hear the response to what you're doing because it doesn't affect me. I don't give a shit.
Okay, so we'll get our name and let's verify that.
That's what he's apparently going to send you.
I await. Yeah. What are we doing?
Await, Steve. I await your communication
you
that
can
says
DM me her name right now, Phil.
That he sent you this name, and when I have time, I hereby promise I will look into that.
Now before you go, because it sounds like you're taking off.
No, I'm not taking off. I'm right here. Until you need me to go, I'll be here.
What incentive would this woman have at all to say, oh yeah,
the truth and honesty, and if she lied, then she could probably get in trouble.
I remember that I had that conversation with him and I totally said that. Like, what incentive would she have to actually say that? Especially because if what I'm understanding is true, now I'm trying to understand from everything you've said, I'm trying to give you a fair shake here, and I'm believing you that everything you're saying is true. Understand, I don't even know who you are. I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt here. What you're basically saying is that she lied to me. Is that what you're saying? Like, they should have a cybercrimes unit that would look into PayPal chargebacks and stuff like that?
Well, so not only it depends on how it was presented to her, right? I'm not going to go into the conversation with, you lied to Phil. What I'm looking for is, look, did you ever talk with a guy that brought up something about PayPal, right? And I'll give her the time and date range. Look, this would have been about this date to this date, and this guy would have been involved with, I think it was Chris. I can't remember the last name. I don't have the paperwork in front of me. And, and maybe he mentioned something about, hey, this guy was looking to charge me back $20, right? Did you by any chance say something to the effect of, Jesus Christ, $20? No, we're not looking into that. We're looking at stuff like human trafficking or something like that. I'll sell you as the bullshit, like $20 chargeback that it is, because $20, $1 chargeback, $15 chargebacks aren't federal crimes. No federal unit on the planet is going to look into that. Let's be clear.
Because you can't just lie in a claim on PayPal. That's actual fraud. It says right on it, you're committing a crime if you're lying. So this guy might actually go to jail because he's an idiot. So now we got this guy who just hit me with like $1, $2 chargebacks for like 10 of them over the last like week or whatever. And he, he really thinks he's going to get away with it. Well, guess what? I'm going to fight it. I'm going to provide all the information of all these things that you said on the stream that I actually shouted out every single one. I'm going to give him all your info. I'm going to give him links to my streams, and I'm going to say you're full of shit. And you're probably going to get investigated too, and you might go to jail.
Oh, I'll make you a bet Phil really just hates saying that now. Oh, God, because it makes him literally look like a fucking fool.
But I will totally sell it as, look, this guy probably talked to you about this, about this, about this. Is there any chance in hell that you said something to the effect of, we really wouldn't look deep into that since it's not a felony. We would probably reserve that because it's, cross-jurisdictional to the feds. I will play it up to your benefit as much as humanly possible. And her incentive, the question of what is the incentive for the officer to be honest, it tells me you do not understand the integrity, honesty issue, or Brady issue. If you want to look that up, please feel free. The Brady-Garrity issue of honesty in law enforcement. Her incentive is to not lose her entire fucking career / pension. That is her incentive.
So, following along with that, let's say, for example, she actually did remember that she had said that, which I don't think she would because it was an aside. Remember, the conversation I had with her was actually about the email harassment I had received.
Brother, you'd be surprised.
This would just be an aside thing.
I love that.
Right?
I love that. Brother, you'd be surprised. Oh, God, I wish I knew this bro side Phil in person. This guy sounds like somebody I would want to hang out with. And I'm a fucking loner. This guy sounds fucking awesome.
What's to stop her from just saying, I don't remember? In which case, then this is a nothing.
Then he'll report, I don't remember.
Hold on. I will report. She says I don't remember. Okay. I will not embellish. I will not lie about you, Phil.
Okay.
I am not going to lie about you. Everything I am looking for is factually fucking based. So and that's what I was trying to get at. Okay. You've got option 1, which is she corroborates your story. Which, great. Then you're telling the truth, and I will stand by you. I will back you, Phil. Okay? That's option 1. Option 2.
Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
Okay.
Yep.
Option 2. She does not back you. Okay? She says, I never said that. I will also report that. Now, there's 2 she doesn't back you options. Option 1 is she's telling the truth, and she didn't back you. And that would mean that you lied. Option 2 is that she doesn't back you, and she's lying. Right? That's option 2. That's where the term that when we were talking about just a minute ago, I brought up circumstantial evidence, which you bring up a lot, right? Here's the issue that you have. I'm not saying I have it with you. I don't have any personal grief against you.
I know that a lot of you are probably just like watching the video, like the people talking, or you're trying to. I'm also kind of watching the comments that are appearing where I'm guessing those are because tips are coming in. But this is fucking awesome. I like this.
Do you know that DNA evidence, which is thought of to be the greatest of greatest evidence, it is the slam dunk. You were there. You touched the gun. You drank from the cup. By legal definition, is circumstantial evidence.
No, I didn't know that. Not a lawyer.
There you go. You can look it up yourself, my dog.
My
circumstantial evidence is hands down some of the.
He called him my dog. Well, now you do, my dog. Oh, Phil. Oh, Phil. I'll make you a bet that if you could, if you could see his hands are probably like they're either clenched or he's like literally holding on to his legs to try and redirect that anger. So you do not see it. I'll make you a bet that's what he's doing.
Most damning evidence on the planet. Now, the reason I bring this up is not because it changes the situation, Phil, but because rather you want to be seen in a better light, right? Personally, I'd love to see you be cast in a positive light. No
Wait a
problem there.
Wait
Hear
a
me
minute,
out.
wait a minute, wait a minute.
Hear me out.
I
Hear
actually
me out.
disagree with what you just said.
Okay,
Completely.
please specify.
Okay, can we like get bigger? We're like tiny on the screen. Why are we looking at side scrollers? I mean, I can't see anything.
Yeah. Well, we were gonna play the for you.
You don't need to play that.
It's
No one cares
okay.
about that.
It's okay.
So here's the thing that no one seems to understand, and I've been trying to explain this to Steve. Maybe you'll understand it. It sounds like maybe you'll get it.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Did you notice how he just insulted Steve? Well, Steve, technically, he's not getting it. Maybe you can get it.
I don't care.
Just because you don't care, Phil, doesn't mean that it's going to go away. I don't see anything. My mommy told me if I don't see anything, then it's okay. And my wife, Kat, she agrees with me. Phil, just because you don't agree with something doesn't make it magically go away. If that logic worked in the court of law, then every goddamn pedophile out there would be like, I don't believe the allegations that are against me. This evidence over here, I don't believe it. Simply saying I do not believe it does not equate to shit, Phil.
About any of this.
Right.
At
So,
all.
but
It doesn't.
Phil,
Listen to me, please, guys, both of you. I want you to
Mhm.
understand something.
sure.
So many people on the internet have said so many negative things about me over the years. It doesn't matter what's true or not. It doesn't matter what I can prove
does,
or
though.
disprove. It will never make me look better. Do you understand
But Phil,
Okay, I just want to see. This was a long comment here. Wow, wouldn't it be convenient to take a polygraph test to prove you are telling the truth and everything being brought up if only there was someone willing to go out of their way to do that? I know. Phil literally had a chance in the beginning of this entire video to fucking prove that he was innocent. He is literally going to come out of this video looking even worse. We went from having a chance for Phil to prove his innocence, but I know he's not, to literally him. I don't believe it. It's not true. That's how far we have gone in this video.
but Phil,
it doesn't matter. No,
it
let me
does.
finish. Let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
Because no matter what, every single time that I have disproven something or gone out of my way to try, everyone moves the goalpost and says it wasn't good enough, or here's the next thing, or whatever it
Phil,
may be. So
Phil,
I
hold
don't
on.
care. So I'm not
Let
done.
me back you.
Let me finish my
Oh,
piece.
All right, go ahead, and I'll back you on something recent. I'll back
Okay.
you on something recent. I'll tit for tat you.
I don't care about any of this. If I had known that it was going to be a show about me saying like I care about proving if the bank leaks are real or not or whatever, I would have said to Steve, just so you know, Steve, it's a waste of my time and I respectfully decline because I don't care.
Because Phil does not want to go in interviews where he is actually being forced to face the consequences for his actions. Oh my god! For facing the consequences of shit you've done? What a novel fucking idea in 2025. No, he would rather be in interviews where they tickle his balls and rub his anus and possibly give him a little reach around. That's what Phil wants. Phil just played his card right here. If he knew that this shit was going to go the way it was, he would not have been here because he knows that he's guilty as fuck. If he was innocent, if he was fucking innocent, the minute that Steven said, "Hey, I got this lie detector kit. I have a friend in the former profiler or whatever you want to call it in the FBI. We're willing to do this. Help you prove your innocence. Road to redemption." If Phil was fucking innocent, he would have gone, "Let's fucking do it. I can't wait to prove all these people wrong."
no matter what, I will never be seen in a positive light. Don't you understand that?
So you're
Like,
okay
never.
for a softball interview, but not for a hard hitting
No,
one.
no, no, no. I
We
wasn't looking
asked
for a
you the
softball
questions that the
interview.
whole internet wants you to answer. That's what I did tonight.
Which I've already been asked, which I've
All right.
already responded to. My answers
So-
don't change. I don't care. I am
Well, hold on.
happy
Hold
with
on.
where I am. Let me finish what I'm saying. I'm happy
Okay.
with where I am. I'm successful where I am. I'm
You're not-
having a good time with life. I like.
You're not fucking successful, Phil. You're not fucking successful. I'm more successful than you are, and I don't even fucking make shit off of YouTube. I don't make fucking shit off of YouTube, and technically I'm more successful than you. I don't have to go onto YouTube to ask for money. I don't have to start up a GoFundMe. I don't have to fucking start a Patreon. I don't have to do shit like that to try and support me. I have a job that pays fucking very nicely. If I wanted to start up a Patreon, I would, but it wouldn't be because I need help supporting myself because my bills are coming due. You're not successful, Phil. That's a lie you're telling yourself. When you literally have to go and yell at your audience because you're not meeting the goals, that's not successful, fuckface. When you're literally having to say, guys, my wife is hungry and we got, we would like to have some food. That's not fucking successful, Phil. By the way, if Phil wanted to, he could literally go and get that food. The tips don't fucking matter. Phil could get the food based off alone what he gets from his AdSense. Duty streams already proved that.
The content I make, I'm okay with who I have become. Okay.
A begging
care
piece
about
of
you saying I
shit.
beg too much. I don't care. I have fun. My viewers have fun. It's all good. I'm
Phil.
not harming anyone with the content that I put out there. And those
Agreed.
those
Well,
times
kind of agreed.
Those times in the past, I will admit, I've looked at myself in the past and I look at me saying stupid things and bad things like, man, I need money to pay my mortgage and shit like that.
I don't know. I don't care. I don't remember. That's pretty much Phil in a nutshell.
And I look at that now and I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed because
You're not
it was
fucking
a bad
embarrassed.
situation and I didn't have a way out of it. Okay. I've already admitted about all my shortcomings, that I'm irresponsible with money. I did all these bad things and I was dishonest about certain stuff. I'm not
Okay.
doing that. I'm not doing that anymore.
Okay,
I'm
but
I'm
hear me
past
out.
it.
Okay,
I-
fine.
let me-
So
so I don't care.
okay.
I don't need to prove any innocence of anything because I haven't committed any heinous actions whatsoever. This is
Mhm.
all a nothing burger. You thought you had something because you thought you were going to get me to do like some elaborate polygraph or whatever. It's never going to happen because I'm
I
not
didn't.
stupid.
The reason for the FOIA requests, the reason for looking up the bank leaks is to try to get you to recognize within yourself, dog, maybe I have a problem.
No, Phil will never do that. Steven, and Broside Phil, they're too nice to the guy. I'm not saying nice in the way of this interview, but they still see that this guy has fucking a redeeming quality. He does not. He does not. I've been following this motherfucker, like I said, off and on for a goddamn long time, nearing almost 2 decades. I can tell you this guy has no redeeming quality. This guy is a user. He is an abuser. He is a manipulator. He is a thief. One can say he's a groomer. This guy does not have any redeeming qualities.
Maybe I need to look within myself and go, I really got to stop spending money on.
He won't. He will not. Phil has, a lot of people like to claim that he's a narcissist. He may be a narcissist, but he's also on the spectrum. Phil does not acknowledge that he has flaws. That's part of the narcissism right there. Phil cannot grasp the concept of consequences. That's an autism issue right there.
Frivolous shit. So that way, and you know this to be true, that there are certain donors of yours that have mental handicaps that are using transactional funds that come from government entities. That dog,
People on
that's
disability.
for them. That is for them. And they're giving it to you because they think you need it, that you are desperate for it. There are 2 stories about people going into bankruptcy, being homeless for you, dog. just tell me you're not spending $20,000 on Apple iTunes. Please, I am begging you, because every piece of research I have says that. Does any of this?
That right there, that's him trying just to hide any sort of facial tics that he has that would indicate that he's angry.
This makes sense, or am I coming off like a rambling lunatic?
They fucked me again, left and right.
There are things that you say, haha, I answered it, and therefore it has been answered. And you completely side skirt the issue. So, for instance, let's say, for instance, you get chastised for dogging people on your community for being toxic, and you're like, that is taken out of context. I saw the message King Be Cruel sent you. I saw the message King Be Cruel sent you. I've seen the documentation and messages that Arkham sent you. And yeah, Arkham was like, hey man, can I get a $5? Dude, I paid him $50 to set up my Discord server. King Be Cruel said, dude, man, you're saying stuff like it's cringe, you know? He's just like me for real. It's kind of fucking cringe. You went 10-8 on his ass, right? You just went absolutely insane.
Just because I'm Darkside Phil doesn't mean I get to ignore fucking facts that the characters in this game are going through what I go through on a daily fucking basis. Shut the fuck up.
He would not act like this in person. I can tell you right now, this motherfucker would not act like this in person. In person, he is a spineless little simp. And you don't have to believe me when I say that. His own words in the June documentary prove it. He openly said that to get out of conflicts, he paid people off. You think that somebody who would fucking pay off somebody so he didn't get the shit kicked out of him, you think he'd be this tough now? Fuck no. The guy has a fucked up back. He's not gonna do shit to anyone. This right here, what you're watching right there, this is an act. He's trying to act like an internet tough guy. And that's all he has. He's an internet tough guy. The sad shit is that 99% of everybody who watches this garbage, myself including, do not fall for it. We do not fall for it. We can see the bullshit.
Can you say that? Hold on. Can you say that then? Can your reaction then be, well, they were coming at me? Technically, that's an answer, is it not? Of course it is. And so you, in your mind, think, I have successfully answered the detractors. In the detractors' minds, we don't care about you answering that you felt attacked. What we care about is that you disproportionately attacked King Be Cruel, attacked Navinia, attacked Arkham, attacked all these people. And so we, like you say, hyper focus on it because you think it's answered. And to you, it is answered. But to us, we're not looking at it through the same lens you're looking at it. We're looking at it through a very different lens. And while you may disagree, I tend to think we are, by and large, looking at it through a lens of decency, honor, and integrity. Now, you may disagree. That is your prerogative. But man, you throw a lot of hate towards detractors, and I get why you might.
But from the outsider looking in, they have receipts, and you only have excuses, in my experience.
There you go. That's kind of the overarching business of it.
They have overwhelming evidence, and you have excuses so far.
Okay, but the question was, if I disprove something, is it not a true statement that the detractors just move on to something else, and that becomes the next focus? Is that not a true statement?
That could be true. Yeah, I may give you that. Sure.
Right? So do you guys?
But you're always doing shit that they find objectionable. So they're going to move on to the next time you did something like beg for money for because you might have to eat a lunch meat sandwich and then they make a video.
Excellent point. That's actually an excellent point.
Maybe if you stop doing stupid shit that most people find objectionable, a lot of that content would stop.
Oh, now you've hit it on the head. Steve. Did you hear what you just said? If you would stop doing things that most people find objectionable, okay? Most people don't give two fucks about Darkside Phil.
Oh, bullshit. Bullshit. Your reputation is what causes people to focus on you. If you never begged, if you literally just were a normal streamer where you basically put up the goal and that's it, you may have said, something about the goal in the beginning of the stream and you left it at that. You were not toxic. You would not be looked at. But the fact is, you treat everybody like garbage, and you act holier than thou. You act like you're better than everybody. That's how people, that's how people find you. Phil Burnell creates his own detractors. It isn't me. It isn't Duty Streams. It isn't Raw Phil. It isn't Memology. It isn't Toxicity Unmasked. Phil creates his own detractors. And in those detractors he creates, we all come together.
They don't know who I am. They don't give a shit. They just go on with their lives. If they don't like something, they ignore it. They don't hyper-focus on it. They don't fixate on it. They don't obsess on it. They don't form communities on it. They don't have YouTube channels based on it. They don't monetize stolen content on it. They don't motivate their viewers to act against the person. None of that happens. The normal person doesn't like someone, and they say, I'm going to avoid that person, and I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to focus on the rest of my life.
Phil,
right.
Steve, no disrespect to either of you. I do have to bounce, though.
All right, yeah.
Much
Well,
respect.
Thank you for
Steve.
your help.
Phil,
And this
you didn't.
Coyote said he banned me for asking him to bring back DSP Tries It. You banned that
Phil,
person
you
for asking him to bring back something he liked.
You didn't run from me talking to you. You get a notch up.
How about
I don't. You've banned both my accounts that tried to talk in YouTube. You didn't run from me this time. I'll give you a notch up. It's not a big notch. I'll give you a notch up, man. But Steve, thank you for having me on. I do have to bounce out. Thank you so much.
I appreciate your help. Thank you. You don't want to do that,
dude? You see what time it is? I gotta get out.
You did 5 hours with those other guys. I just thought you'd want to,
Well, Steve, it's been wild. I see now what your angle was. Sadly, it wasn't.
Your burger rewards take up a lot of your streams, and he still asks for money during the reward stream.
Sadly, it wasn't.
Do you ask for money during the reward streams? Oh, one more question. Do you cut out the begging when you cut out the begging, dude? You cut out the begging on your streams.
So I'm gonna
and re-upload them
to everyone who watched tonight.
Begging. If you're not doing anything wrong, you wouldn't need to cut out the begging, bro.
Doesn't even know what he's talking about. So anyway, to everyone watching tonight,
you take the stream down and you cut out a lot of the begging.
I
and
hope
then you
enjoy.
Put it back.
I really do hope you enjoy.
Come on,
Steve,
wow, what a grip.
I'm not biting any of your hooks. It's all a waste of time. It was a good try. It was a good try, but I
tell viewers if they don't donate,
so
that cat has to cook.
All right. So
you did do that. I heard that one.
Are we done now? Are we good?
I guess if you don't want to, go through the Keemstar stuff. You don't want to go through the Keemstar stuff.
We agreed to 90 minutes, and I gave you more than double that. So I think that at least deserves some respect.
All right.
Phil isn't deserving of any respect.
Yeah, well, everybody thought you would rage quit 10 minutes in. So yeah, I guess I give you some respect.
All right. All right. Well, that's it. I don't know. It's your show, but I got to get out of here.
All right. Well, you have a good night, and I wish you best of luck, and I do hope you find that road to redemption.
All right. And the thing is, here's the thing. My final statement, I don't need redemption. I'm good where I am. People are happy.
Okay.
People are happy. Not even if you're not. If you want to live in that world of drama and online stuff, more power to you.
You want to do next Thursday at 10 p.m.? We'll go through more evidence.
I'm done hating on
people. Come on, Phil. Do another show. We'll go through more evidence.
He won't even let me finish my
final
statement.
Go ahead.
He still talks over.
Phil needs psychological help to admit it to himself that he has serious mental health issue and he needs to address it. He won't, because he does nothing wrong. And that's a lot of stuff. Another thing I didn't mention in this video was, like, we have the narcissism, we have the spectrum issue. It's also his parents. His parents failed him. His parents are failures. They failed to rein him in when he was younger. They literally gave him the idea that Phil can do no wrong, and he ran with that shit. And he still is. My mom said I can do no wrong, therefore I do no wrong.
You can live in the world of internet drama as much as you want. You can enjoy it. Go for it. Normal people don't care. I don't care. We're all good. We're all good being over here on our side. You could be over there on their side. If ever we have collabs, maybe. Who knows, right? But I don't care about this stuff. I mean, more power to you. On to your next. Or if you make more content about me, I'm not going to be involved in it. I really don't give a shit. Okay? Fair enough?
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, best of luck to you. I do hope you find that road to redemption, and maybe work on that 10-year plan that you promised your parents and get a job.
The redemption I don't need. The plan that failed because of COVID. And
okay, hold on.
Again, you're
fucking COVID is a dead excuse, Phil. You lied to your mom. This is something I will jump on Phil about. Phil, you lied to your mom. You lied to your dad, but that's nothing new. That's nothing new. You can't blame COVID. You're a piece of shit, Phil. You lied to your mom. You lied to your dad. Phil was never going to do the road to redemption because in his mind, he does no wrong. But the fact is that Phil fucking lied to his parents. And those poor sacks of shit, they still love him, which I do not understand why. It's because he's their kid. But me, if he was my kid, I'd be fucking embarrassed to have somebody like him as my kid. You're a liar, Phil. You let your mom down. Probably not the only time.
COVID's over, bro.
You're coming out of context of everything else.
There's no context. You literally said when you got back from your wedding, my mom, she gave me enough money to help with my bills and yada, 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 that we put together this 10-year plan where it was supposed to help me get off of being reliant on the internet. You fucking lied, Phil. You fucking lied. You may be able to tell the little shitheads who constantly gobble up everything you say like you're the second coming of Christ. But like I said, the people who know you fucking know you're lying.
Thy mother and father.
There's nothing else to argue about here tonight.
They gave you the money when you needed it, though, dude. They gave you the money when you needed their help. You didn't keep your promise. That's all I'm saying.
You have a good night.
All right. Thanks. All right, friends. And he could just shut down his tab whenever he's ready and bounce out. That's fine. He's gone. So, look, I did my best.
And that the thing is, I don't hold anything against Steve. Steve tried. The thing Steve did not realize was he was going against a master manipulator. And Steve he does not have the experience that a lot of us do have. The myself, the Tevins, the Duty Streams, the Memology, who have been following this piece of shit for nearly 2 decades. Steve does not have that. And that's okay. That's okay. I'm actually pretty glad, pretty happy for Steve. It wasn't until recently that Steve got pulled into this goddamn orbit. I would not consider this a loss at all. Steve did the best he could. And like I said, the only difference is that he was going against a piece of shit manipulator.
I don't know what to think about this whole situation. I kind of thought he was going to rage quit 10 minutes in, or whatever.
No, he was not going to rage quit. Here, let's switch back over to this. He was not going to rage quit, and the reason being because he knew that if he rage quit, oh god, it would look like 10 times worse. It would look 10 times worse. So he figured that he would just take the punches for an hour and a half. At the very end, he was trying so fucking hard to give the middle finger to Steve like he did Craig from the Side Scrollers when at that end of that interview, that second interview. He was trying so fucking hard to do that. And Steve, he was just constantly just nope, not playing that game, But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. We went through this entire video. This is going to be a long video, and I already acknowledged that. I just had a hell of a time watching the pig roach kind of squirm. And like I said, to me, the best thing I can say is it's like they literally put a wall around Phil. Phil's running. And when the truth started to be presented, he went to take a hard left. A wall got put up. So he can't go left. He goes straight. Wall goes down in front of him. He can't go straight. Goes to do a hard right. Another wall. He was literally stuck. And the only thing he literally had left was, I don't care, it doesn't matter. That's a mentality that a 2-year-old has. I don't care. I don't care, therefore I'm right. That's all he really had left. That's all he could lean on. When they asked him to supply proof or even give names that they could corroborate what he was claiming. Nope, I'm not going to do that. Why? Because he fell back to the same tired bullshit trope of, well, if I tell you anything, the detractors are going to do bad stuff. No, he didn't want to tell anybody because he's fucking lying. He's fucking lying. But then again, when you have somebody who literally for years said, I'm not down from the rafters. I'm not down from the rafters. I'm not down from the rafters. Okay, guys. I'm down from the rafters. When you literally have somebody that does that, can you really trust anything they say? Okay, guys, that is it. Like I said last, I just want to say this one last time. I apologize to Steve. It takes a man to admit they're wrong, but it takes even a bigger man to admit when they're sorry. To admit that they're sorry, say that they're sorry. And like I said, I thought for sure this interview was going to be nothing but softballs, and holy shit, Steve did a damn good job. He did a damn good job, and I love the addition to Bro Side Phil. So, that's it. I'm going to get this all edited and put together, and I'll see you next time. My name is Jeff, a.k.a. GCurse, wishing you all a great day. There you go. Take it easy, everybody. Peace out.